Hi all, this is Param. Okay, in this video we will see what is the data management. Data management or database management, right? You are doubt on that, right? It's a completely data management, not database management. Okay, so it's a kind of admin task in the Elasticsearch. Okay, in the Elastic cluster, I could say in the Elasticsearch, it's a data management. It's a admin task, not analyst or developer designer task. Okay. Okay. Why do we have to do the data management, right? Okay, maybe the silly question, but there is an answer. That's why I asked you. Okay, that there are two type of data, right? This only two type of data we will get into the Elasticsearch. Okay, yes, only two type of data. One is, as you know already, is a time series data, right? So let it be a file beat, metric beat, heartbeat, whatever it is. Okay, or APM. Okay, let it be any beats, okay, or any other elastic agent, okay, or log something, okay. It's time series. It is time series data. Why we are calling time series data? Na? Those data identified with the timestamp, okay. Since those data are identified by the timestamps, that's why we call it as a time series data, okay. So that is a one series time series data, and another one is content data, okay. It's a content data, or something people would call item data, okay. Okay, so content data. Okay, fine. First, let us see what is the content data. Then let us see what is the time series data. Okay. So for to handle these kind of data, we have to decide. How many nodes we are going to run, and we have to assign the nodes role in the Elasticsearch.yml file. Okay. Oh, okay. That is what we call as a multi-tier architecture. No, multi-tier architecture is different. If you were working with Java application or any other application, multi-tier architecture is different. Front end, web, and back end, something they will call multi-tier architecture. It's a data tier architecture. Okay, it's a kind of data tier architecture. Okay, so see, in this video we are going to discuss about only the data tier architecture, nothing about the master node or any other node. Okay, or Kibana something or load balancing, nothing. We are not going to discuss any of that. Okay, only data tier architecture we are going to discuss in this one. Okay. Okay, so it's a data tier architecture. We should consider there are two type of data. Yes, one time series data, another one is content data. Okay, time series data, it's identified by the time stamp. Okay, or rest of the everything is content data. That's it, I would say. Rest of everything is content data. Okay. Okay, so what are the thing items can be content data? Of course, if you are working with your machine learning, okay, you may need to look up some other data. Okay, look up some other data while transforming. Okay, or enhancing, or if you are using any ingest pipeline, okay, there may be enriched things are there, enriched pipelines are there. Okay, enriched ingest pipelines are there, or enriched process are there. Okay, you can have your data in the Elasticsearch, and you can look up and get the popular property values. In earlier terms, we call it lookup data, static data, or reference data. Okay, that's how in RDBMS we will saw like a static table or reference table or lookup table. That's how we will say in RDBMS. Okay. 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 That's kind of static data or kind of configuration data. Okay. So that has to be populated based on the key. Okay. Okay. Why I am saying that one? Okay. In here. Okay, so that is what about the content data. Okay, so yeah, okay, wherever you need those kind of lookup data. Okay, yeah, okay, when we are discussing content data, right? Okay, so that is what content data. So you will load, okay, you will index, and you will do search, but irrespective of its age, it will be queried very often. It will be updated very often. Okay, so it is not matter whether it is 1 year old or 2 years old, right? Yes, all the static data or all the lookup data is kind of like that only, right? So it is not, it does not matter about the days. Okay, that is what content data. Okay, so that is a one case, one use case I told you. The second use case is what is now all system related index. System related index or content data. Okay, system dot Kibana, dot watcher, dot log. Okay, there are many indexes are there. Those indexes start with a dot. Okay, all those things are we call it as a content data. Okay, so any node in any cluster, okay, in any cluster there must be at least one content tier. Very good, there must be at least one data container, as I said, one content tier node, By default it is there, that's what, okay, by default it is there, okay. By default if you are creating the index, okay, if you are creating the index that times, okay, if you are enable the time series, if you are enable the data stream, okay, it will create the hard tire, okay, as a data stream index. If it is not, you are just simply create the index, means that will comes into the content tire only, okay. Okay. Even I want to show you that statements how it's behaved by default, okay. Just give me a second. Where is that? Oh, okay. Yeah, here is the exact documentations, okay. You will see here, right, when you create the index, by default Elasticsearch set data content, okay, that in as a data reference, okay, it is to automatically create allocate the index shard to the content type, okay. When you Elasticsearch create the index as part of the data streams, okay, obviously part of the data stream you will enable the index, right, it's the index update, okay. Data streams, by default it set the type reference to the data hot, then automatically create all the shard to the hot types, okay. Of course you can modify also, okay, that is what by default behavior, okay. So I think I have covered everything, okay. See, okay, yes, since it's a content it is not moved to any other node. Oh, I forgot to add one important stuff, okay. Let me add here, okay. Let me change the arrow type, okay. Let me pull it here. Why it is coming like this? I don't know. Maybe should I change this one? Last one I have selected, right? I think before one I have selected, yeah. Okay, so data moved like this only, okay. That's what I want to draw, okay. The content type data is not moved to anywhere, okay. It is always sitting in the content type, okay. Okay, but time series data will be moved to one node to another node by migrate actions, okay. So migrate actions where you will notify, you know, the ILM policy, okay. Okay, that's fine. That's all, okay. Of course, for resiliency you can have one or more replicas, it must be there, okay. It is not non-series times data, okay. Indexing searching of content data is happening, okay. Every cluster must have one content node is always there, okay. That's what I am saying, okay. Since it is in the very end, of course hardware profile must be very good, okay. Hardware profile must be very good CPU or very good RAM, okay, or storage is SSD, something like that, okay. That's all about the content type. Now, okay, we are going to create the index for time series data. Then obviously it will land in the hard tier order, okay. Of course, a single node can have both role, right? Okay, a single node can have both role. Let me tell you, this is what default case, in fact, okay. That is what in the default case here. No, sorry, okay, I have to go back. This is how you will be configured most of the times, okay. Hard node and the content will be both in the same node, okay. You know, but you don't need to have both are separate in a real case. But if you really have a large volume of data, yes, large volume of static data, then that times you can consider data content separate node and data hard is separate node. Otherwise, both can be same node. So that node has to be very good hardware profile, okay. Okay, sir. Okay, so obviously what is done, this is what we are going to do. So it should have very good hardware profiles, okay. In every class, in every cluster, hard tier node will be there by default, okay. Or you can explicitly call, okay. You can of course need one or more replicas. Since hard tier is very, it will in lot of request processing, lot of ingestions going on, okay. You should have very good hardware profile, including storage, SSD, okay, RAM, everything. Then warm tiers, okay. Of course, your index are getting less frequency of access and infrequent update, okay. Infrequent update, obviously. See one thing, the content data we will do very often update or delete, okay. In time series data, 99% mostly append, very much rarely we will update, okay. Otherwise it will append only. So that's why they will say there is no update, right? So that's why we are going for the data stream itself. Okay, infrequent, then the times, okay, but you can have the hardware profile with respect to the minimum or below than the hardware profile of hard tire. So here let's say if it is 8 GB, you can have 4 GB. If it is not 50%, at least 6 GB, yeah 8 now only, then 4 only, right? Okay, 4 GB RAM, then storage maybe normal SSD or hard disk HDD. Okay, that's kind of the stuff. Okay, and CPU maybe you can change the number of cores. Okay, so warm. Okay, so obviously warm tire also we will have more replicas. Okay, but in my use cases, what I did now, I shrink in warm tire itself. No, shrink and available only cold and war time only. Okay, here, not here. Okay, then the number of replicas I have reduced to 1. Yes, okay, number of replicas I have changed to 1. Yes, I remember. Then okay, then now see, based on the usage, we are moving one to another. Okay, using the migrate actions. But what is the triggering point? Yes, we will say how many days it has to be there. 2 days. Actually, in one of my use cases, I have covered 2 days here, 5 days here, 5 days here. Then what is it? I want to have just 1 month retain. I want to have data for just 1 month retention period. Okay, then very simple, na. So 2 days, 5 days, 7 days. Okay, then 5 days, 12 days, day. Okay, then remaining days here. Okay, since I made it as searchable snapshot in a cold frozen tire itself. We see, very simple, that's what I am saying. See, warm tire, cold tire, frozen tires, all these tire can be in a single node itself, or you can have separate node. Okay, I am separate hardware. Okay, I am saying separate hardware. Similarly, it no need to have all this node in your ILM policy. Okay, you can have, let's say you can have, you don't need to have warm tire, side tire, you can move the cold tire based on your requirement. See, very simple. You feel like, yeah, once it detects it is never going to change, it never going to be, or it will read only by the dashboard. A dashboard can be accessed only in the monthly ones or weekly ones. Then obviously you don't need warm tire as well, right? You can side move to cold tire. That's what. Okay. So it is not necessary to all the tire in your architecture. All the tire has to be in your architecture. That tire. Okay. Okay. So one thing we can understand, right? So when you go below one after another, okay, hardware profile may be very less. Okay. Okay, be about to 1. Okay, and then replicas also you no need. Okay, in the cold tire you can shrink. Okay, you can shrink. Okay, all the nodes, all the shard. So obviously what will happen? It will move to all the replicas will merge to single one, only one copy. That's it. If it is gone, that's it. Okay, so the two searchable snapshots. Okay, the two in the searchable snapshot. Okay, the frozen node is even the for searchable snapshot, frozen node is very best too. Why? Because now it will only partially mount. Okay, but response are very slow. No problem. I never going to ask more than 1 week data. Then no, very rarely for someone. I mean, I need to pull the data 3 weeks back. Okay, in such a case we can use frozen data, right? Okay, these are the role of a node. Okay, so that's what, when you go downwards, obviously hardware profile will be changed. See, why we are going for data architecture, right? Why? Very simple, to save the cost only, nothing. To save the cost only. Because of, see, if the data is frequently accessing, then you have to keep in very good hardware. Okay, because of SSD costly when compared to HDD. Okay, if you are allocating 32 GB here, you don't need to have all the 2 GB RAM and all the machines. 8, 4, 2, something like that. Okay, similarly, say CPU usage. So let's say you are accessing 3 weeks back data. Okay, 3 weeks ago data. Very rarely. Okay, then obviously that request will be forwarded to this machine, not this machine. So what I still performing for other stuff. Your request is very old, for you are asking very old data, then directly that request will forward to the frozen node. You will get the response very slowly. That's fine. Of course, if you can execute your asynchronous request as well, asynchronous search as well. Okay. Okay, sir. So that's all about the data tire. I want to explain to you. Okay. So this is data tire architecture. The purpose of this is very simply to reduce the cost in a cluster setup. That's it. Nothing else. Okay. Even this type of architecture especially used for when you are going for SaaS. Okay. PaaS, no problem. Okay, PaaS or on-premise cluster means no problem, because you purchase hardware, you are building, you are going to pay, or you already purchased, or you are going to pay fixed PaaS. If it is PaaS means you will buy the machine, right? Okay, the cost is same. Okay, whether you are using or not, then in that case you know it, right? In that case, it does this architecture no need. But let's say if you are in the SaaS, okay, or pay as you use, then in the type of, you will save the money a lot. Okay. Okay, this is what about the data architecture. Then the next way is what is now you can manage the how to manage the index. Obviously, again it's kind of admin task. Okay, so index management can be by Kibana or API. So I have done both. Okay, mostly I prefer using by API only. Okay, for every use cases I will write separate chunk, sorry, separate list of the API. Okay, to create the component template, index, bootstrap templates, bootstrap index, everything. Okay, I will have separate. I will create by using API only. But if you want to, or if you are familiar, if you are lazy, or if you are not that much familiar with the API, then you can use the Kibana. This is HTML page or web page. Okay, the advantage is what is that now, when you go with the API, you can reuse. Okay, but if it's a Kibana, you cannot reuse, right? So again, you have to of course that also you can do. You can get by what is it, you can get by the request, then you can copy paste, that also you can do. But API, you will have very good control. That's what. Okay, so I prefer to go with the API only, but sometimes on urgent basis we can go for with Kibana. But what is exactly we are doing in index management? Only these three: indexes, data stream, index template. Okay, so you know indexes, right? Indexes are actually least uniform. Indexes just related to the table. Okay, right? Okay, so one or more indexes can be called by single name, that is called data stream. Okay, for this data and data streams, okay, especially even for index, what is the type of, what are the settings, what are the mappings, everything is declared in the index template. Okay, okay. You can do by the Kibana itself, or you can do by the API. Okay, so this is also obviously creating index template, a data stream, indexes is part of the designing process, not admin task, I would say, right? Index management can be a designing, okay, designing task. It cannot be a admin task. Okay, yeah, good. Okay, then I move this stuff to some other diagrams. Okay, thank you. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy this content. Okay, if you like the content, leave your comment, share it to your friends, subscribe to my channel, click on your bell as well. Okay, thank you.